on right now.
Hey guys, this is Team Rising Genesis. This is Dylan here with my friends, Dragunity build. I took this away to regionals and I went 5-4. Build is super explosive. It's the atum build going into the combo Dragunity, most basic combo, Dragunity Ducks, pull up Phalanx, special Phalanx, tribute Phalanx, special in Mistletoe, pull out Phalanx again, single Vajrana, pull the Phalanx, special, Xyz in the atom, go in the RDM. I mean, most basic combo, and it goes right in the 8, so it still maintains that Dragunity 6 to 8 build, but it kind of explodes out a little bit more. It's evolved kind of into turning one monster zone into like 3 or 4. And people say Dragunity has a lot of minuses, but honestly it doesn't. Alright, let's get on to the build. 3 Dukes, obviously, and 3 Phalanx. The heart and soul of this deck, like my friend was saying, is this. Right here. You got Legionnaire in here for the Ackless, Pitch, and Pops. Legionnaire, great card to get over things. Dukes goes into the Synchros. This goes into the couple. It's great to feel out starter if you got this or just a set. It's just a really good combo. This is just a great setup. And then afterwards I can show out a little bit more of the combo. But now with the actual deck going into the Xyz, this right here kind of wins this deck over. This kind of makes this deck what it should be. This weekend at regionals, I came over a Chaos deck with 100 life points because of these 3 cards. These 3 cards from main deck brought out this, and then brought out a Stardust. It allowed me just to continually just work game. Or another annoying combo is to Zephyr's this back to hand, banish that Phalanx, pull out something else for fodder for Scrap Dragon. It's just really broke, really good combo. Main deck 2 Veilers. Veilers, I mean, it stops key plays such as like windups and such and such. You know, the obviously 3/3 Terraforming a Ravine. Don't really need explanation for that. Ravine, if you don't know, most people don't know what Dragunity plays are anymore. It sends to the grave, it pits, or adds to hand. So you can search out that Dukes or drop the Phalanx. For the rest of the spells, 2. Card Consonants. This card's easily apt to side out. Just like, oh, okay, I'll drop my speed real quick to just side into something perfect for your deck. Like 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors just goes in real well with this. And then, or you can go with the Goes in match and then play right up to 8, right to Stardust. 3 MST and a Heavy. It's not too much at all. You need that 3rd MST because his deck is a little fragile at one point. But then the 3 MST, so golden. The Heavy Storm, today on Facebook, there's a guy that says, why would you Heavy Storm when you have a Field Spell Reliant deck? Why would you not Heavy Storm and let the back row off? If I don't have the MSTs in hand and you have 2 cards back row or even 1 card back row and I have Ravine, I'm gonna Heavy Storm. I mean, I have the search power to pull it off, and in all honesty, you don't even need a Field Spell.
Or in the case with Ravine, there's not anything that can really target it, and you can stop, and then you can do that, and then ditch it. I mean,
you can still MST it, but then you don't get the search. Just Heavy Storm's fine. Dark Hole, Monster Reborn. Avarice is cool because then you can Avarice back all your Synchros, and then like 1 Dukes, and just get a super plus off of it. It's kind of trolly. And then Foolish to get that Zephyrus down, or whatever you need. Obviously, the Solemn Brigade. No explanation, just Solemn Brigade. 2 Bottomless. I like these. This stops a lot of meta. It's a really good card. I just really enjoy it. What the fuck is that? 2 Compulse. I like 2. It bounces back the power plays, chain on top of the effects to send back. It's good card. Good. It works really well in this deck. You can also bounce back your own cards to continue the power play. And then 2 Fiendish. Don't run Mirror Force because I like Fiendish. Fiendish is great. Fiendish Chain, okay, you don't get the attack and you don't get the effect. That's fine. People are going to waste more power negating these than they would Mirror Force. But, so Fiendish Chain, and then next turn go with Legionnaire, Pop, or Scrap Dragon. pop this to pop their monster, or go into Exobeetle to send that down. Chimera attack just because I had the room to throw it in. The Xyz right now is this. This is in place of a Photon Strike Bouncer until I get one. Until I get one. Atum, just to pull out the RDM or pull up Mistletones to synchro into 8 or to keep special summoning. This card is really good in this deck, especially combo with Aklis. Aklis gets his effect going off with this. Sends to grave to destroy to send a monster to grave, and then pop back row if there is one. So it's like an extra MST and a field clear, but just targetable. So it's like honing, destroying. It's pretty cool. It's like a heat-seeking missile. That's what it is. It's a heat-seeking missile. Catastor. I mean, it's an obvious thing in here. Legionnaire to Phalanx. The Hyper Lipo is a good play in here, but then with Xyz at where they're at, there's not many decks playing synchros unless you're like that Jeff Jones build. I'm going to go into that Naturium Archeon. It's cool, I'm going to draw a card off of it. But then the Catastor is just a better play in general. The playmakers of this deck from the synchros, the Vajrayana. Vajrayana pulls out Phalanx, goes into 8, or goes into that other one. Just pulls out the Phalanx. Or you can special with Mistletoe, Tribute. Great card. It's probably one of the most broke cards in this deck. Combo with this. Getting these two out. Drop that Zephyrus early game. This is your late game setup right here. And then Bulge or whatever. Good card. It's awesome. Get over things. A little situational, but it's cool. I'd rather play Gaia, but it's just in case. He's laughing at
some Facebook stuff.
No. And then Stardust, Thought Ruler, and Scrap. Just 3 basic staple 8 synchros. You know, Scrap Dragon blows shit up. Thought Ruler runs over, gains life points, and Stardust to keep negating and keep your field presence. And then Trident Dragon. I mean, it's that extra oomph in this deck because if they're field open, low cards in hand, and you kind of want to swing. If you think you can swing for game, it's a little risky to go Trident Dragon, blow your field up, attack 3 times, but it works. Makes game. It's pretty awesome. Well, the side deck I used this weekend at regionals was kind of like. Hold on. It's pretty much focus on. Of course, women don't use words. Well, anyways, the side deck I used at regionals this weekend was 2 Puppet Plants. I like playing. It's cool. The Kinetic Soldier, I like. It's a cool play, but it's kind of that wasted normal summon I don't like. But I did get some feedback saying that the Kinetic Soldier is a better play. In situation, sometimes it is a better play, but taking control of that, taking control of that is actually pretty cool. So you say you got BLS. Puppet Planet, I'll banish BLS. Banish yourself. Or swing for a game in that way. 2 Cyber Dragon, just because it's a cool plus. They have a monster you don't, you special, and then you can go into your Duke's play. And then this breaks machines, but now that they can go into Xyz and stuff, they can commonly have a field without machines. And they only really work late game, because they can just bounce back early. But it helps. 3 Shadow, just good. It doesn't really need an explanatory. 3 DD Crow, card to target grave. Is just Chaos Dragons. Just take out that RDM. Just things to target grave, and then Electric Viruses, because against Chaos Dragons, this deck does do pretty well with this. Take that RDM, and then you can play off of it. And 1 knock. Knock's pretty. I like knocking. I would main deck it, just no space, because everybody sets cards nowadays, like the feel out or whatever. So you just knock it, banish. Okay, see what they're running from there, and then you can figure out how you're gonna play. Well, that's an atum dragunity build. Runs super smooth. Like, I can go through a couple plays real quick. I did this really cool play today off of just a Foolish Burial and Zephyrus and a Dukes. It pretty much just made game really awesome. I mean, the field spell, it does help. It speeds the deck up tremendously. But then again, it's not the only way this deck is gonna run. This deck is like, it has so many combos, so many ways out, and it can go into different variants of this deck. Going right into 8, going into 5. I mean, when this deck first came out, it was going right into that Red Nova, OTK, just, I'm going to pit everything in there with Future Fusion. But now this deck's evolved to, I'm just going to spam the field, get this nice field control, field present on this, set a card back row, and then play it like that. This deck's really super, it's super competitive. Well, that's pretty much it. Like, test it out, play it. Tell me what you like. Comment if you guys have any advice or whatever you'd like to throw down in the comments below. I'm willing to take it. I mean, if you guys have any what's the word I'm looking for? Doubts about this deck, make it and play it. That's all I can say. Make it and play Dragunity. If you guys are gonna bash on this deck and say it's too bad or it sucks, go make it. I mean, you'll understand that this deck has so many plays, so many ways out, so many things you can do, and you're not really gonna see it unless you play it. You can look at the deck and be like, okay, Vajrana to 8. No, you're gonna go Vajrana to atum. You're just gonna spam, and then you go to 8 last. That's the finishing touch. The icing on this cake is that 8-star last play. After you turn your hand full of spells into monsters. Well, that's Team Rising Genesis. This is Dylan, my friend Paul's Dragunity build. Alright, thank you, peace.